plant friends, welcome back to my channel Planty Princess. My name is Ashley and today I wanted to show you guys one of the trellises that I shown but didn't show you how to make in the first video that I did on making trellises, and also show you another type of trellis that I'm going to be making for the first time today. Before we get started, if you noticed, I'm wearing another Planty Princess t-shirt, so this does give you your last opportunity to enter in my Pink Princess Philodendron giveaway. So in the last entry video, I did say I was definitely going to do one more in November. I might do an extra one in December. That is not the case. We are going to do one now. This will be the last one. The next video I make on the Pink Princess Philodendron giveaway, or related to the Pink Princess Philodendron giveaway, will be the announcement for the winner. That video will go up December 20th. It will be up at or around 10 a.m. Eastern time. So just make sure you remember that, December 20th at or around 10 a.m. Eastern. So this shirt says, I'm thankful for all my plant friends, of course, Planty Princess, with a nice little monstera stem and leaves going on there. I chose yellow because it's one of the fall colors that the leaves turn, and I didn't have the leaves on the vinyl here weren't separated for me to make, fall colors, so I decided to just get the yellow shirt. We're going to do things a little bit different this time. You will not be commenting specifically on my shirt to have a valid entry. You will be telling me what you are thankful for. I will start. I am thankful this Thanksgiving for, of course, my children, my family, my wonderful boyfriend, my health, all of our health, and of course, all of my watchers, followers, subscribers, and to just be growing successfully on my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate it, and I am very grateful for all of that stuff. So I'd like to hear what you guys are thankful for this Thanksgiving. That will give you your successful entry to the Pink Princess Philodendron giveaway, along with subscribing to my YouTube channel and following me on Instagram, also liking this video. This does contribute or count towards other giveaways, except instead of telling me what you're thankful for in the other videos, you will be commenting on the shirt that I'm wearing in that video. But you still, like I just said, have to follow me, subscribe, all the other stuff I mentioned to have a successful entry. Without any further ado, actually one more thing. It is for US only. I know I forget to mention that a lot of times in the videos, but yes, unfortunately, US only. Now, without any further ado, let's get right into this video. So right up here really quick, I will just show you the few designs of trellises I have already made. So I have the spiral one, which I have my Hoya elliptica on. I also have the circular one, which I have, I think, my Crimson Princess on. And then I have the ladder trellis, which I have my Crimson Queen on. I showed you the last video how to make the spiral trellis. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make that ladder trellis, and I'm also going to be making a trellis for my Pilea peperomoides. It is starting to get kind of big. I have it currently attached to this stick right now, but it's going to start getting taller, and I just want to have it on something that looks a little nicer, something that's able to keep the stem a little more straight. So I'm going to be making a design that kind of like goes like this, and then, back and forth. So hopefully you get the point. If you don't, you'll see as I go on. But anyways, you only need a few things to make these trellises. It's relatively inexpensive. So I start with galvanized. You definitely want to make sure it's galvanized so it does not rust, especially because you are putting this inside your pot, which comes in a decent amount of contact with water. So you want galvanized steel wire. I use the 14 gauge. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It does hold the weight of lighter plants such as Hoyas, the Pilea peperomoides, and maybe even, smaller pothos. So your 14 gauge steel galvanized wire. You also need twine. I use a thinner type of twine because, this is not all that thick. So you definitely want something a little thinner so it's not like real big and bushy wrapped around. You need hot glue sticks and a hot glue gun. I am also going to use for my pilea. Normally I would be using these Velcro plant tapes. I cannot find my roll of that right now, so I do have twisty ties. I have a little strip here and I have one strip on there, which actually may be enough to attach it to the trellis currently because the stem isn't too long. So if I can get away with just using this little strip, I will. If not, like I said, I do have the twisty ties on hand. That way I can attach it right away. So we will first start with the trellis I'm going to be making for the pilea peperomoides, because I did already, for the sake of time, pre-wrapped all the parts to the ladder trellis just to save some time, and then I will show you how to put that together. So to start, we'll go with the, what can we call it? A squared zigzag trellis. That's what we will call it. So we'll start with the square zigzag trellis. Also, you could do a round zigzag trellis. You could do a, triangle zigzag trellis. You will also need wire cutters and something to bend your wires with. I just have this set of pliers that I will use to bend the wire. Just like last time, I do not have a wire cutter, so I'm going to be using my plant shears. Again, I probably should not be doing that. It really does damage the shears, but it works for now, and it makes it so I don't have to go spend any additional money on a pair of wire cutters. So this steel wire bends relatively easily, so I'm going to start by straightening it out. I want to make sure, and I'm not going to straighten the whole thing. I'm going to shape it as I bend it. That way I'm not bending it any more than I need to, so the shape holds better. So I want to make sure I have straight enough to go down into the pot. So that ends about right here. You can also give yourself a little extra if you want. Last time I did make like a little circle at the bottom like this and then put it up straight. That way it had more stability down there. Also, sometimes when for my ladder trellis with this and for my circular trellis, I made it come out these holes. I made it a little longer to come out these holes, and I bent them around the holes so it would also have a little bit more stability to it. For this one, because it's more of a stick plant, like a trunk, rather than like this needs something to hold it up, I think this stem will help hold the trellis off. I might be okay with just getting away with sticking this straight down in there, but I think just for safety, maybe I will just make a tiny little thing to go down in there. So I'm just making it like that. That will be the bottom. And then this is where I'll use my wire cutters to get a nice distinct bend. So see how that sits? That will sit down in the bottom and then it comes up. Now I will just start straightening it. And again, I want to make sure that it has enough. Now, this does not have to be perfect. Honestly, you can tell that it does, bend a little bit, but as you put the twine on it, it does look really nice. Even if you can still tell that it's bent a little bit, it really does look nice. This type of trellis, it's not like a exactly straight, perfect type of look that we're going for. It's really planty. It looks really nice. Plants aren't perfect. Plant stems aren't perfect. So honestly, it does look really nice in the plants. As you saw the pictures that I showed you, it looks really good for a quick, easy, inexpensive homemade trellis. So myself, I really do love this type of trellis. Obviously, that's why I'm continuing to make different designs of it. So I want to make sure that I give myself enough room for this to sit down in there. That leaves me to about here. So also the part that goes inside the pot, you do not want to put twine around. You can, I guess, if you want to, but like from my point of view, that just gives something else to rot away and get yucky, moldy, mildewy, stuff like that. So I do not wrap. As you see here, the part that will be submitted in the soil does remain bare. So I'm going to start my zigzag. This is, again, where I will use the pliers to make my turns. So I'm gonna do square, my first turn there. You can see that. And then I will straighten it out a little more. And just keep bending it to straighten it out. I'll straighten out a little bit of it, yeah. You can also, I tend to wrap the twine around after. For the spiral, it did take me a little bit longer because I really had to keep getting in there, and it, it got tangled and stuff like that. For a straight line, I guess you could bend first and then wrap. This does bend with the twine on it, so you can wrap it in a straight line before you bend it if you choose to do that. I choose to bend first. That way I'm not left with any little gaps that are still shown or risk the hot glue coming apart. Now, I did make the first video 1 year ago, and I had the circle and the ladder trellis probably 10 months to a year before I made that video. So I've now had those two first trellises for a year, or for 2 years, the spiral trellis for a year now, and they have not come unraveled, come undone at all. So they really do hold up nicely. But like I said, I don't want to take the chance that, they loosen up if I wrap it first, but you definitely can if it makes it easier on you to do the wrapping and then the shaping. Like I said, then you don't have to worry about it getting, twisted and tangled and all that stuff. So here I'm going to make my other bend. So I want to make this one go up. So here I have my second bend. You can kind of see what we're doing here. I'm not going to make this too tall, but I definitely do want it to be, something to hold up this plant. What I'm going for here is I'll have the stem, I'll weave the stem in and out of the zigzags, I guess, to keep it growing as straight as possible. So that's why I wanted this shape trellis. Then we'll go this way. And then we'll go this way. So there's my first one. I will probably make 3 of these. I don't need too many because it's not that big, but let's see how tall this will take it. So I will do one more, and then I think that will be good. And then I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to cut it to where I want to cut. So this is the shape of my trellis. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'm super excited to get this wrapped up, hot glued. So now I don't cut my twine until I'm all the way done wrapping. I do hot glue the whole way along. You'd probably be fine getting away with hot gluing maybe, every half inch or so, putting a little streak of hot glue. But like I said, I like the extra security, so I do hot glue along the whole thing. I do maybe half inch, little lines of glue at a time, wrap, then another half inch of glue, wrap, so on and so forth. So we'll go ahead and get started. To start off, I leave a little extra. I wrap some around. I get the wrap started without any glue, and then I put my glue on. See how it's a little difficult to wrap when you're not having a straight line, but that's okay. So I start it, then I put my glue on, and then I continue to go. And then this part that I'm starting with will unravel, but I will come back to fix that up when I, am finished with this. I just get it started so that way I don't end up burning my finger trying to get it started with nothing there. So we'll go ahead, get this glued up, and then we'll move on to the ladder trellis. So then once I am all finished, I take the tip, I put a little hot glue on where the twine ends. I let it cool off a tiny bit. Now you can wear like a thimble, or you know, they make gloves to wear for hot glue guns. You just do want to be super careful because you can, if you don't wait long enough, burn your finger. Even sometimes when you do wait long enough, you still do burn your finger a tiny, tiny bit. But I swirl it around and then I just squish it together to hold that in there. I will repeat the same steps for the bottom half. I will go through and just finish this off, twirling it around with some hot glue, and then I will do the same thing, twist it at the end there to keep it secure from coming undone. Like I said, I've, you know, had these trellises done in the same method for 2 years now, my longest one, and it is still completely intact, and it isn't coming undone anytime soon. So this one is all complete. Now because I have this swirly in there, I will have to unpot this to stick it in. But my method to this was, and I will do this later because I don't want to make a mess on the table here, but I'll do it upside down so that way I can show you with this not being in the way. I am going to, you know, just weave this in and out of the things here, so it will go like this, and that will hold that there very nicely. I think this will look very cute. Like, that would look so cute sitting on this pilea, peperomoides. I love the way the trellis turned out. This one turned out really neat. And as you see, you know, it is not perfect, but it looks really cool. And then when you add some of that greenery on top of it, it really does look super nice. I will definitely make sure I post a picture of this on my Instagram once I do repot this, so you guys can see the finished product. So if you're curious on what this will look like fully inside the plant, don't forget to check out that update that will go up either, you know, today or tomorrow. I do have some Thanksgiving plans, so it will go up by the end of this weekend, definitely for sure. All right, we're gonna move on. I'm going to put my Hoya Wilbur Graves on the ladder trellis. It is starting to grow finally. It's got a little peduncle. It's had this peduncle forever, so I don't think this peduncle is going to flower anytime soon, but at least it has one. That means I know it's happy. So for the ladder trellis, I have everything I need here. I already pre-wrapped everything. So I have 3 sticks that are going to go up vertically. And then I have 3 sticks that are different sizes. You know, the smallest one goes here. Then I have a medium-sized one to go here. And then I have the longer one that's going to go up here. So we do the same method with the straightening the wire, wrapping the twine, hot gluing it, securing it, all that good stuff, twisting the ends so they're nice and, you know, neat up there, leaving the part that's going to be in the soil without any twine on it. So how I do this is I lay this out on the table, and then I lay whichever one I'm going to do over across it. I take some twine, I kind of wrap it around, and then I give it also some hot glue on those knots to hold it. I burned my fingers, so you definitely do want to be careful. I didn't let the glue cool down enough. So that definitely is a disclaimer. You will burn your fingers if you are not wearing a thimble or some hot glue gun gloves or something to protect your finger when you do give it that swirl to close up or secure the tips. Anyways, I'm going to put the camera above me now so you can see how I'm going to assemble this, so to speak. So like I said, you cut your wire, you straighten it out, you twist your twine, wrap your twine onto it, and now here comes the step with how to assemble the ladder trellis. So let me get you guys above me real quick. All right, so I have all of my supplies that I need right here. I am also going to be using the twine to tie the pieces together, as well as the hot glue gun. So I'm going to cut a few pieces of the twine. Now I am going to cut them a little longer because I need to be able to tie them. Because I still have some nails on, it's a little hard for me to tie them, so I definitely do make them bigger because I can always cut them. So you need 2 for each thing that you're tying on. So I'll need 2, 4, 6. And again, it's always good to make them a little bigger than too small because you can always cut the excess off. All right. So we have our twine here. Some people make the third one stick up a little more, you know, stick up a little more than these two. I want them all level, so that's how I am going to do them. And I'm gonna start by tying together I lied, you need three strings per thing. So I need 3, 6, 9. So I need 3 more because I forgot you also have to tie it onto that middle one, or how is it going to stay? Silly. You could also get away with only tying the bottom and the top one to the middle stick. I'm going to tie all 3. Just to, once again, with that secureness, keep it more secure. All right, so I start with 1 stick at a time. I'm going to place this under. I do leave the other sticks there. I'm going to take the middle one out though at first, so I know where I'm going to place this. And I'm going to first tie it diagonally one way. So I'm going to tie it diagonally one way, and then I'm going to loop it around and tie it diagonally. Like I just loop it once, and then I do the same thing going the other way, and I'm going to tie it diagonally the other way. I do give it a double knot. I'm going to cut my excess string. And honestly, this would probably hold, but like I said, I do give it a dab of hot glue on the knot, just to kind of hold it together. And that's that. You can use this as the front side if you'd like, if you don't want to see that. Again, it really doesn't look that bad. I mean, you know, it's handmade, it looks nice. The plant's going to be over top of it. So if you do want to have the knot sides on the back, then you just want to make sure that you're tying the knots all on the same sides. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these. Last but not least, I tie my third one on here. And my ladder trellis will be complete. This one I made a little more narrower. You can make them wider, you can make them skinnier or narrower like this one. It's your choice, whatever you want to do. Like I said, you can make the third peg taller. Mine are a tad bit uneven at the top there, but that's okay. Maybe I will make that third one taller, or let me see. I think looks better. I'm going to make mine the same length. So I will tie the top first, since I want to make sure it's the same height. make my loop before I tie it tight. I will put it in place where I want it. So there we have it. This part will go in the soil and the plants will climb the part with the twine. So that finishes our ladder trellis. We are going to go ahead. This one I can stick right in because the plant leaves are mostly facing this way. I'm going to stick it behind there. It's actually pretty sturdy in there. This plant's growing in pond. So there's that. And then I can, you know, put this which way I want it. It will then start to grow on its own and weave where it wants to go. But for now, I can kind of help it along there. And it looks so cute. I love that. And of course the back side. And the fuller it gets, the more gorgeous these trellises look with these plants. I specifically love these trellises for Hoyas, like I said. That's what I originally styled them and made them for. But again, they work with really any lightweight plant, and there's so many different designs. Like I said, this zigzag one was perfect for that straight sticked stem plant. This would also be good for, like, say you have, like, I have a Philodendron Dark Lord. Right now the leaves are a little too big, but if you have like a baby one or a baby pink princess, something that grows up and climbs, this would be great to weave the stem in and out of there to keep that stem growing upright. But again, once those leaves get a little bigger, they get too heavy, then you may have to give it something more of like a moss pole rather than a trellis. But while plants are littler and lightweight, this definitely does hold them. You also can get a thicker wire, you know, a thicker gauge of wire. I think the smaller the number, the thicker the wire is, the smaller the gauge. I could be wrong on that, but either way, you can get a sturdier wire and use a thicker twine to make more heavier, dutier trellises in this nature if you really do like this design as well. That pretty much sums up this video for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing these trellises, learning how to make the ladder trellis, checking out this new design, and seeing the 3 previous designs that I have already made for some of my Hoyas. I hope you give this a go. If you do, let me know what type of trellis you make and how your plants like it. Don't forget to enter into the contest. Let us know what you're grateful for on this Thanksgiving Day. And I hope you all have a safe and happy holiday. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in the content I provide. And as always, every plant's a princess. Bye.